Welcome everyone. Before watching this video, don't forget to subscribe our channel by clicking the subscribe button below and clicking the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever we publish a new video. Do you know that workplace discrimination and harassment is unlawful in most countries of the world? Creating a workplace free from discrimination and harassment is the responsibility of the management. This video will present to you the different facets of workplace discrimination and harassment so you will guide it in your daily lives or endeavor. Employers are responsible for setting the example of what is acceptable in the workplace. Creating a workplace culture where all people are respected, and putting in place appropriate policies may reduce employer liability if an inappropriate behavior happens. Employers need to remember that verbal attacks which harass or hurt an employee can be just as significant as physical threats or attacks. For instance, the Australian federal and state legislation states unlawful discrimination occurs when a group of people, individuals are treated less favorably than any other person or group of people because of their ethnicity, race, color, sex, marital status, age or disability, religion and sexual reference, whether you're a member of a trade union and any other characteristic specified under anti-discrimination or human rights legislation. Workplace discrimination and harassment can occur in employment and selection of staff, training and type of training being offered, being considered for a transfer, promotion or sacking or workplace conditions. What is defined as unlawful harassment? Under Australian federal and state legislation, unlawful harassment can occur when a person humiliated because of their race, or intimidated and insulted because of their color, ethnicity, or any other specified characteristic under anti-discrimination or human rights legislation. Workplace harassment can include behaviors such as mailing or submitting sexually explicit or suggestive letters, notes or emails, the making of derogatory taunts or comments about a person's religion or race, telling, insulting, and making of jokes about particular racial groups, nude or pornographic posters displayed and asking of questions about a person's sex life or personal life. The nature of harassment and/or discrimination. No matter how serious is the incident, whether it be a one-off or prolonged and long-termed, it will still be judged as harassment or discrimination. If left unchecked, the continued harassment will erode the drive and ability of the individual or group to eventually affect the overall performance of their work performance. However, the absence of any formal or verbal complaint is not necessarily any indication that harassment or discrimination is not occurring. In a lot of cases, the person or group being harassed or discriminated against will not complain or report the incident in the belief that they will be deemed as wingers or the incident as too trivial. In most cases, the victim of the workplace harassment or discrimination is lacking confidence in their own ability and has fear of retribution or even worse, being dismissed. Hostile working environment. As an employer, you will also need to be aware of your responsibilities in making the work environment a safe place from a culture of sexual or racial harassment. Both are deemed as hostile. An example of a potential hostile working environment would include the display of nude or pornographic material, swearing and crude conversations, racially or sex-specific jokes. What cannot be classified as harassment or discrimination? However, it must be remembered that comments and advice given by supervisors, work colleagues and managers on the work performance or work-related behavior of an individual or group should not be confused with workplace harassment or discrimination. Feedback during normal performance appraisals and work performance meetings will always be deemed as stressful and will in some cases affect the well-being of the person or group being appraised. However, managers and supervisors should always keep these concerns in mind and perform any necessary appraisal with sensitivity without avoiding the need to provide full and frank feedback to their staff. What is workplace bullying? Sourced from the Department of Workplace Health and Safety, they claimed that workplace bullying is the repeated less favorable treatment of a person by another or others in the workplace, which may be considered unreasonable and inappropriate workplace practice. It includes behavior that intimidates, offends, degrades or humiliates a worker. Bullies will use their status or power of position in a company or business to target both men and women with their bullying practices. Bullying behavior can range from obvious verbal or physical assault to very subtle psychological abuse. This behavior would include psychological harassment, mind games, excluding or isolating targeted employees, assigning impossible tasks or jobs to targeted employees, physical or verbal abuse, inconvenience selected employees by deliberately changing work rosters and shifts, yelling and screaming offensive language, intimidating and undermining work performance deliberately by withholding vital job information. Where and how do you write a formal complaint on discrimination, harassment and bullying? Keep any tangible evidence of harassment, discriminatory acts or bullying, such as emails, texts, notes or voicemails. The complaint letter should be written in formal business style and be addressed to your manager or to the Human Resource Department manager. Every organization has its own grievance procedures, so you need to check how it is to be done and where it should be addressed. So, if you learned something new today, then give this video a like and share with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe so you will be notified on the next helpful video. Remember to always listen to advisors or knowledgeable friends so you will be successful in landing your dream job.